The history of Parliament's Centre Block is marked by celebration, remembrance, and change. Centre Block is closing soon for rehabilitation work. Here are some of the important moments in parliamentary and Canadian history that have happened within its walls and on its steps. The story of Centre Block as we know it today begins after a fire destroyed the original building. Reconstruction began right away on a larger, more modern, and fire-resistant building. Agnes MacPhail made history when she took her seat in the new Centre Block as the first female parliamentarian. MacPhail fought for equality, women's rights, and prison reform. When the last stones were placed on the Peace Tower and Centre Block was finally complete, an inaugural carillon concert was heard across the country. This was the first ever coast-to-coast radio broadcast. It was July 1st, 60 years since Confederation. Important people walked the halls of Centre Block over the years. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill was the first foreign dignitary to address Parliament. A year later, the first Book of Remembrance was placed in the Memorial Chamber. It honors Canadians who lost their lives in World War I. This book now sits next to 7 others. Each one honors Canadians who died in military service. As the country changed, Centre Block bore witness. When Newfoundland became the 10th province to join Confederation, delegates signed the Terms of Union in the Senate to make it official. When Canada's longest-serving Prime Minister died, tens of thousands lined up outside Centre Block. They waited for hours to file past William Lyon Mackenzie King's casket in the Hall of Honour. Canadians wanted to say goodbye. Centre Block saw celebrations as well. Queen Elizabeth II sliced a 7-metre-high birthday cake to celebrate 100 years since Confederation. Everyone in the crowd got a taste when 40,000 cupcakes were handed out. 15 years later, the Queen was at Parliament again, this time to sign the Proclamation of the Constitution Act 1982. 30,000 people gathered to witness Canada achieve full independence from the United Kingdom. As the world evolved, so did Canada. Inside Centre Block, Prime Minister Brian Mulroney acknowledged the injustice of the internment of Japanese Canadians during World War II. Nelson Mandela spoke to Parliament only 4 months after his release from a South African prison. He thanked Canadians for their efforts in helping put an end to apartheid. The new millennium saw Indigenous leaders and residential school survivors gather in the House of Commons. The government took full responsibility for the trauma caused by the residential school system. These are just a few of the moments in the history of Centre Block. Rehabilitating this building honors the country's past, present, and future, ensuring its place as the seat of Canada's democracy for generations to come. The story of Parliament's Centre Block is to be continued.